walk in, we feel like we have a hard time flanking our partner out like so. Torianos are hard, high steps are hard, just playing with wide knees, and I just feel like it's hard to just get outside my partner's legs from here. If I do get outside my partner's legs, the second I get outside, he immediately puts me back in front or enters into my legs and just gives me a hard time with flanking positions. There's no body locks available, I can't force half guard. So we just elect to go in, we just grab two ankles, we just move into a situation where we go into a split squat, and then as he goes to take control over my ankle with his hand, we just quickly shoot our leg back and we just force him to start carrying weight with his frames. So that right from here, we just go in, we usually use a cross shoulder post, and we go into this high head position here. Now with a high head position, the general grips we're going to use is a grip here in the shoulder, a grip here, a posting grip here, my partner's knee, and active toes pushing my tailbone into his hip. When he goes to move me around from here, it's going to be a difficult thing. And all we're going to focus on first is just a balancing act between the high head and the low head position. And kind of a hybrid where we don't go all the way to a low head position, and we kind of play between these two. So we go in here and we start playing with his high head position. The second I see Reese goes to extend me far out to his right hip, either with double shoulder post or usually just a cross shoulder post and a push to the knee. Now it's not permissible for me to stay in a high head position. If Reese goes to push me away and I stay here, now he pommels the butterfly hook in, and now the butterfly hook allows him to off balance me with Sumigashi. So I have to beat him and stop him from pommeling this butterfly hook in. So the second I see that Reese goes to push me away, we take our right knee right back to a split squat position. We just touch the inside of our partner's thigh with our right knee. So now when Reese goes to insert a butterfly hook, it's just not going to happen. Now, he pushes me away, tries to insert the butterfly hook, he realizes it's just not going to work. And now the second I feel his frame start to collapse again, go right back to a high head position. And he'll usually bring his frames back to the inside. The main thing here is just to make a quick switch between a high head and a low head. If I feel that Reese goes to push me away and I don't react, he just pummels the butterfly hook in, and now we have beat every time. So I stop the butterfly hook by going into not a full low head position, which would require me to go in and take my hand to my partner's ankle and my head to the far shoulder. Now I'm going to a full low head position. I just go into a hybrid between a low head and a high head to quickly stop the butterfly hook and go right back to a high head method. So as he gets to push me away, we just take the leg up. Now when I see his frames collapse, we end up here. A lot of times, you see he's struggling to open up his knee. A lot of times, as he goes to move back, we end up crushing those legs together. We can start leg riding and going into all of our attacks from here. But for now, just get used to playing a balancing act between high head, shoulder, knee, and hip connected to our partner's tailbone. When I see he goes to push me away, I go quickly to low head. When I see his frame's going to come back, we go right back to high head. And we just balance between low head camping and high head inside camping, just to make it hard for this guy to off balance us. And then we can go into all of our passes and half guard attacks from there. All right, let's give that a shot. Balance successfully on top of our partner. Now we're going to look at starting to beat our partner's top knee or our partner's bottom knee. Understand that if at any point I beat my partner's top knee, it's a pretty easy thing to walk and step over his bottom knee. If at any point from here, I stuff his bottom knee, it's a pretty easy thing to walk and to beat his top knee. So all you have to really do is beat one of his knees. First thing we're gonna look to do, which is the most common, is we're gonna look to beat our partner's top knee. Everybody knows that they don't want the bottom knee to get beat from here. If I start getting in and connecting my knee to my partner's hip, it starts to go south from there. So usually when I go to push on the knee, he's fighting the grip off, he's bringing the knee high, and he's focused on this connection up here. Now, as I go in, and we're fighting at the bottom knee, a lot of times Reese will be trying to off-balance me by extending me away, like so. And a lot of times that extension comes with overextension. The second I see that Reese extends a little bit too far, and I can just shoot my shoulder forward over his top knee and elbow connection and beat that top knee, it's the easiest thing in the world now to just circle towards his hips and then just run that knee down, take a big step over. Right from here, as I step over that knee, I just take my right knee and I open it wide outside of his far hip. So that now, when I take my knee and elbow together, it stops Reese from moving into a situation where he can move away from me. When he tries to shrimp away and push me away, that doesn't happen. The biggest mistake everyone makes is they beat the frames and they try to jump to the head. Now Reese just uses this inside position with the upper body, put his frames back in place. So you always cover the hips like so. Once I cover the hips, we just pommel the hand to the inside. We get control over the head, we pommel the second hand to the inside. And now we lock up. So now when Reese goes to push me away and reinsert the frames, it's just not gonna happen. Now we can open that elbow, we can pommel the head to the inside, punch our underhook in, and now we can go into our half guard passing as we normally would. So right from here, we're in this high head position. We feel Reese is trying to move us around, he's starting to get fatigued, and he overextends and allows me to just shoot my shoulder forward. So I feel I'm just moving on top of him, I'm just riding the wave. As he goes to push me around, I shoot that shoulder forward. The second I shoot the shoulder forward, I just scurry towards the hips. I step over that bottom knee. Now I open my knee out, and we have the knee-elbow connection the best we can. And a lot of times you won't be able to connect it. We just touch our partner's hip with our elbow. When he goes to move around, move away, I have all the time in the world to play a low elbow, high elbow dilemma and go in, get control over my partner's head. Get control of my partner's far shoulder. Now right from here, when he goes to start pushing me away, he's budged in place by his own head. I can open the elbow, I can take my head to the inside position, we can lift, we can go into all of our half guard presses right from there. Okay, so beating the top knee and elbow connection, we see an overextension and we wait for it and we just shoot the shoulder forward, beat the top knee, beat the bottom knee, and go into chest to chest half guard. All right, let's try that. High head position, high head. Good. Now just step your left leg up towards the shoulders. Good. You end up in this position. Now we can scoop your leg with his right hand, which is no good. So right from here, you can also punch in an underhook, which is no good. So right from here, step your left leg up. Good. Now take your right hand as a V grip in his armpit. Take your left hand as a V grip in his throat. Good. Now when he goes to punch in an underhook or scoop the leg, you can't do it. Now circle back towards the hips. Now go back to the knee, now go back to the shoulder, and play from there. Alright guys, slick in. Okay, this time we go through, and he realizes that he's going to get tired dealing with my body weight from this position. So what a lot of people start doing is they start trying to push you away, and then as they go to push you away, you go into this low head hybrid, and then as you come back, you start sprawling and the knees end up crushed together. Or more commonly, is he knows that from here, if he crosses his ankles in a low knee shield, puts his knee in front, I can't go into a high head position. My hip is trapped. So I can't connect my hip to his tailbone from here, and I start to get beat. I have to go into low head positions. So a lot of times what will start happening is people will either extend, and then we'll go here, and then we'll crush the legs together, or he'll try to make a transition to a low knee shield from here, and I'll just end up sprawling and getting the knees joined together. Either way, once I can sprawl and start churning my hips and rib cage slightly in, so when he goes to extend, I can bring the knees together. Now he starts running into trouble from here. The second I see that his legs are together, he has a couple of choices. Number one, if he stays in this position, now I can start effectively leg riding, right? So right from here, if I see this and he goes to push me away, we just grab the shoulder and we just drop that hip down and we start leaning towards it. So when he goes to push me away from here, it's just not gonna happen. Whenever I see this, we just take our knee, we just knee sweep out like so. We take our left leg and we pommel it underneath his ankle like so. Now right from here, as Reese goes to push me away, it's not gonna be easy. He goes to connect his legs to mine, there's no meaningful connection. Now right from here, all we do is we just slide everything up. We just place our knee down on the floor like so. Once our knee hits the floor, we just touch it to our partner's hip bone like so. Now the main thing I don't want to do is I don't want to come forward towards the head, and then he punches the underhook in, and he starts wrestling up on me, which is no good. For the second, we go in, start to pass. Second this knee comes up into this position, we switch to a V grip with our right hand. So now when we put our knee on our partner's hip and he goes to start wrestling from here, we just circle towards the hips. If he doesn't do anything from this position and he just starts to push me away, it's going to be hard. So what he has to start doing is he has to start trying to punch an underhook in, because I don't have one yet. So he has to punch his own underhook in. As he goes to do so, we just take a cross shoulder post, and he goes to start working here to escape. We just circle towards our partner's hips. Once we circle towards our partner's hips, now we just use that cross shoulder post to elbow slide to the inside position, to come through, lock everything up in a 10-finger grip, and now we can punch our underhook in and go in, pass, side control, right from there. So when we see our partner tries to transition to a low knee shield, or I just happen to get his knees together, whenever we see this, we just go in, we knee sweep out, and we take our ankle behind our partner's ankle like so. Now right from here, we don't want him to punch an underhook in, so we put a V grip in place. Initially, I go in here, I don't want him pushing me away. So I have the shoulder controlled so I can pull myself in. When I go to make the transition to bring my hips high, on this transition, he's worried about the pass on this side. So we just sneak the V grip in place. Right from here, as the knee comes high, we just touch his hip. So now when he gets to push me away, it's going to be difficult. I can just open up my knees. If he just tries to push me away, it's not going to work from here. So he has to start doing is punching his own underhook in, and as he goes to do that, we just sag our hips down to his, and we just walk back towards the hips. Whether it be cross shoulder post, throat post, anything that stops his head from coming towards me. So now when he goes to his wrestle lift position, it's an easy win for us. Now we can elbow slide to the inside. We can take cross face in place. We open everything up. And as we open everything up, we come to two knees, punch the cross face, underhook in, and now we're ready to work right from there. All right, let's give that a shot. this time, he doesn't want you to create ankle exposure. He knows if you pummel behind the ankle, he's going to lose all connection with the legs. He also knows that his legs being touched together is just not a good situation from here. So right from here, he tries to reconcile and regain position by opening up his knees and not allowing you to expose his ankle. The only way he can do this is by pushing you away and extending his left leg. So he can take his leg forward and lock his ankles. As he goes to do that, he extends past your hips. From here, just run into half guard, flatten out and chest to chest half guard. Good. Go back. The only way his legs are touched together, the only way that he can split them from here, he can't push you away, he can't open the knee up. The only way he can do it from here is if he extends the leg. When he does that, just force him right into half guard. So you can't expose his ankle, but you get chest to chest half guard.
Gotcha.
Alright guys, look in. Okay, this time, what will start happening, if you feel like you can't get past your partner's frames, you feel like you can't join the knees together, what's going to start happening from here is you see how his knee is so high, he has knees in good position, he's got his ankle in good position, there's no ankle exposure, and he's set up well here with his frames. What starts happening from here is your partner will try to keep his knee high. His knee will come super high up in this position, but he'll start to get fatigued from here. So as I start pushing the knee down, what will start to happen is his knee will stay high, but what will start to happen is his ankle will drop low. So his ankle will end up down by the mat here somewhere. Whenever I see that the ankle is down by the mat, he's trying to relax, he's carrying my body weight for long amounts of time from here. Whenever I see the ankle drifts down towards the floor, I always look to keep him honest by just leaning forward slightly and just pommeling over my partner's shin like so. Once I pommel over my partner's shin, now if he goes to take his foot to my hip, he can't do it because it's obviously shin pit. So from here, this gives me the permission now to take my hand from the knee up, and I just go low elbow, high elbow, and I just get to the head with a collar tie here. So now when Reese goes to re-guard and goes to push me away and bring this knee into my hip, this foot to my hip, he can't do it. So now that I have this collar tie, I have control over the head, all I'm going to look to do from here is I'm just going to look to take my knee and just place it right in the hip, like so. Now, Reese will start trying to create as much distance as he can and push in my hip and use that push in the hip to bring his knee back to the inside. But his top knee now is what's going to maintain guard. The second I see this, I just start putting weight down over the knee, and now we just expose the ankle with an ankle sweep. I just touch my partner's tailbone. Now when he goes to push me away, any extension will allow me to easily clear that knee. And then right from here, we just clear the knee, and now we just go in and we sit hip to hip. Now the second we sit hip to hip, we take that inside bicep tie, we lock our hands on the far shoulder, now we open everything up, we punch our underhook in, and we're ready to go. So I always keep my partner honest. At the bare minimum, what it does is it forces my partner to be tense through this bottom leg. He wants to be as relaxed as possible, and he wants to have good position. Everyone starts out here. So here, you see it's obviously impossible to pommel my leg over. What starts happening is the knee comes up high, and as the knee comes up high, the ankle will start to drift low, right? Or if the knee is just super high to begin with, a lot of times you have easier ankle exposure to just expose right here. If the knee is low, here, now it's impossible to pommel over the ankle, but it's pretty easy to step over the knee. It's a basic dilemma game between high knee, low knee, where I either step over the knee or I pommel over the ankle. And in addition, if I just see that the ankle starts to get lazy from here, if I don't feel a strong connection to my leg, you don't have to look at the foot, you just feel it. The second the foot starts to drift off my leg, we just lean forward, we just windshield wiper over like so. So now there's no connection of his legs to mine. In addition, he can't bring his foot to my hip. If I'm here and I try to go to his head, a lot of times he can bring his foot to my hip. Now he can push me away and recover. Once I get here, now when I come off the knee, when he goes to recover that foot, he can't do it. It's pinned. So now we just come right to the head. Now right from here, as he goes to push me away, we just touch his hip with our knee. Now right from here, we take an ankle scoop, we grab his tailbone. He has to start bringing his knee low and start pushing on my hip. If he doesn't do anything, we just open up and we beat him. If he does push me away, it makes it easier to open up and beat him. Now right from here, we just go in, hip to hip, touch our partner's far shoulder, we open everything up, then we pull our head to the inside, punch our underhook in, and we're ready to go. So right from here, the whole thing I'm doing is I feel where his ankle is. If his ankle's connected to me, I just pressure into him. The second his ankle starts to drop, we just go here. Now, even if I don't pass him here, he has to freak out. He has to push me away. He has to do all these things to get his foot back in. He's just using more energy. And I just play right from here again. The second his ankle drops, we pommel over. Now, right from here, we go through. One good option is we get to the head. If we get to the head, we just touch our knee right to the hip. Another good option, if I feel like I can't get to the head, no problem. We just post a V grip in our partner's armpit right here, and we just touch our knee to the hip. So now when he goes to move, we just play here. Even if he goes to push me away, I just make space. And now when he goes to bring everything back inside, we just circle towards the hips. He goes to push me away and frame, bring the knee back inside. It's hard. The only thing you can do from here is punch an underhook in. And when he punches the underhook in, the knee shield has to come out, and we just crush him. We pummel everything to the inside. You can play here with it. If you feel like we can't get to the head, we just play the V grip here. So now when he goes to move, it's going to be hard. Worst case scenario is he shrimps away, brings the knee back inside, and we just convert right to outside camping. And then we go in, we reboot the system, and we go right back into a passive side control or chest to chest half guard. All right, let's give that a shot. Get past the legs, and before you punch your V grip in, from here you see he goes to punch his underhook in. Right from here, just take your elbow to his hip and take your chin over his elbow, and as he goes to use the underhook and takes his top knee out, take his top knee out to use the underhook, from here just hunker down over the underhook to crush it and just circle towards his hips. When Christos goes to wrestle up, it's just not going to happen. Now this time you go in, you get to the head, he gets the underhook, and he actually uses it effectively. So you're past the hips. As you come onto his hips, he uses the underhook. You try to clamp down on it, but it's just not going to happen. So he's beating you with the underhook. The second you see this, just take your right knee to his hip, his opposite hip. Good. Now when he goes to wrestle up, keeps the hips flat. If he keeps turning towards you, just step over and take his back. Now his back's exposed. So kill the underhook. If you can't kill the underhook, and if you initially kill the underhook completely, if you can't kill the underhook completely and he punches the underhook in, get heavy over the elbow and kill it by clamping down over the hip and bringing the chin over the elbow. If he uses the underhook effectively and you haven't beaten it early stage, you haven't beaten it late stage, and he actually uses it, then instead of beating him at the upper body, you beat him at the lower body and control his hips with the knee. So you go hip to far knee, keep his hips pinned so now he can't use the underhook, he can't bring his knees in, and he can't start wrestling you. Good. If you feel like you can't get to the head, you just BT from here. Just take a grip on his tricep. Good. V grip on his armpit. Good. Now wrestle up position. Pretty good spot for you. As long as you don't get overzealous and you go towards the head and allow him to start punching in underhooks and wrestling up, it's a pretty good spot. What everyone does is they pass the legs and they're like, oh, the head's right there, I'm under left side control, and they jump towards the underhook. And then the guy gets his own underhook and they just lose the whole position. But as long as you get past the legs and then re-crowd the hips, everything's a lot easier. Right from here, as you go to slide across, I want you to focus not only on your right knee position, but I want you to keep your left knee inside of his elbow, up by his armpit. When you go to do that, the left knee stays inside, and then as your right foot comes off of his bottom hip, touch your left foot to his bottom hip. And as your right foot leads, just track it with your left foot. Go right to his hip. Good. That way when he goes in the elbow escape, you have that mounted instead of an half guard. Get hydrated. You're ready for training. All right, guys, with your partners, mounted position. Turtle position. short Achilles. Reach for his knee with your left hand. Good. And now, or either hand really. usually the left hand. Usually two hands if it gets tight quick. Grab with two hands. Good. And now just hold the Ashigarami back above your knee. Good. Now when he gets to finish, it's above the knee. So it takes his ability to bridge into the knee, below the knee. Now in order to put breaking pressure on with the same grip, he has to go to hip post, a post Ashi. Then you can clear the hip. But if he's below the knee, with a short Achilles, now he can extend his body and you put pressure on because now he can essentially bridge into the lower half of the leg. Break feeling. So when you guys put pressure on, just grab the knee. Now when you guys finish, even much harder. So we can pull above, back and above the knee. Before, go in. When you guys finish, just quickly rotate out to your right. Go back. Do it fast. You gotta internally rotate inside of it. Nice job, everybody.
Jiu Jitsu on this.
Yeah, from grip.
So I was using the passing. I got to double unders. I was like, I would want to be here on anybody, except for who I had it all was fucking Silas. I was like, this is terrible. As soon as I went to passing, fucking bridge me over. I was like, that.
Go in. Okay, especially